Hi there, this is Colleen from Keeping the Peace, and welcome back to another episode of Colleen Answers Your Questions. Today we're answering a question in the down bar of episode 38 in this series where we talked about what is dry fire. The question comes from Heavy Lead 1961. I think he asked it for the benefit of other people because I have a feeling he knows the answer to this question. But it says, some firearms are good for dry fire and some aren't. Which ones are and which ones aren't? And there was a big long discussion between him and several other people in that thread. And one lady said, someone told me that it would eventually ruin my gun if I dry fire it. And this was just kind of going back and forth between various people. Okay, so let's break it down. Rim fire guns are ones where the firing pin strikes the rim of the cartridge rather than the center. So a .22 long rifle would be considered a rim fire handgun. Okay, those are the ones that blanketly we do not dry fire because as the firing pin goes forward, if there's nothing there to take that impact, it can actually strike the edge of your chamber and break the end of your firing pin off. Okay, so you do not want to dry fire that. Center fire handguns are the ones where the firing pin goes to the center of the backside of the cartridge. So you can look at the backside of the cartridge and see a little circle in the middle. Well, that's the primer, okay? And your firing pin strikes the primer to set it off. So generally, it's safer to dry fire center fired guns. However, there are some antiquated models that you wouldn't want to do that. They build them stronger. Steel is stronger. Parts are stronger now than they used to be. So most modern handguns, it's okay to dry fire. I just quickly looked up Smith & Wesson and Ruger, just off the top of my head, grabbed two companies, and both of them say that dry fire is fine on all their modern weapons. Just don't ever do it to any of their rimfire weapons, and they're totally standing by that. Now, when it all comes down where rubber meets the road, eventually every firing pin is going to break if it's used enough times, whether you're using live ammo, whether you're using snapcaps, or whether you're dry firing with nothing in there at all, okay? Any moving part is eventually going to break. So, I have 3 guns that have had more than 10,000 rounds through them, and each one of them has had a replaced firing pin, not because it broke, but because I did it proactively. When I hit 10,000 rounds in a gun, I go ahead and send it in and have it serviced, okay? Kind of like an oil change. They'll replace an extractor, a firing pin. They'll kind of just look it over and make sure everything is in good working order, that it's dependable, so that it doesn't break on me, okay? And those 3 guns had 10,000 live fire through them and thousands and thousands and thousands more dry fire without snapcaps. And they didn't break. Those were Springfield EMPs. Now, I have not had thousands and thousands of rounds through any of my other guns. I've had thousands, but not tens of thousands, let's say. Okay, so I haven't gotten to the point where I've replaced firing pins. I've never had one break personally, but I've known people who have experienced that. But all in all, no matter how you're doing it, it's eventually going to break. So when it does, it might be because of the dry fire, or it might be just because it was time for it to break. So if you feel more comfortable using snap caps, then absolutely go for it and do that. But if you would like to do dry fire exercises for trigger pulls and you don't want to mess with snap caps flying out of your ejection port every time you recycle your slide or reset your trigger, just go ahead and call the manufacturer or look it up online and see what they say. Again, I just grabbed 2 companies, Smith & Wesson and Ruger, and they both said all of their modern firearms are perfectly fine for dry fire without snap caps. So if you have a specific gun that you have looked up or you've called, go ahead and tell us down below, because maybe it'll help someone else out who has the same gun you do. Or if you have very strong opinions about dry fire and you'd like to express them below because maybe they're different than mine, or maybe you agree with what I'm saying, go ahead and comment below, because the discussion is helpful and it's fun for me and I like interacting with you guys. So I hope that I've answered the question, Heavy Lead 1961, and I enjoy your questions, and I thank you for interacting on my videos. If you like these videos, please like, comment, and subscribe, and share these videos with other people, because I think they're helping a lot of folks, and I'm having a lot of fun doing them. So we'll see you in the next episode. Bye.